Alright, so I know I'm late to the party when it comes to reviewing this, but I gotta review it for you. I have to review movies, and I want to review Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny. Look, I know I'm gonna get attacked for saying this, and I'm gonna start a war in the comments with the Gen Xers and the Millennials especially, but Kingdom of the Crystal Skull is a way better movie than this. It's way better than this movie. Oh god, I feel the hate comments coming. Look, this movie is depressing. It bummed me out in a way it shouldn't have, and it's just kind of boring. And look, no hate to the director. James Mangold did exactly everything he could when it came to replicating the feeling and just the overall soul of an Indiana Jones movie. He got the first 20 minutes down perfectly. There's a perfect opening in this movie that's just screams Indiana Jones in just about every aspect. He's captured by Nazis. It's revealed that he's been de-aged, which, I don't think we've mastered that quite yet, but I think de-aging technology is kind of growing on me. It really is. It's, I think it's nice. I think it's a nice thing that we're trying to perfect, and I think if we keep using it and we get better at it, then, filmmaking in general will just be, honestly, damn near revolutionary. My thing is, I don't think James Mangold should have been the one to direct this movie. I think, in all honesty, they never should have made another sequel to Kingdom of the Crystal Skull, but if they were, it should have been Steven Spielberg. Steven Spielberg would have made it fun. He would have put probably some ridiculous things in there, like something similar to Shia LaBeouf swinging around on the trees with the monkeys and having a duel with Russians and all that stuff. And it could be a little ridiculous, yeah, but at least it would have been fun. I feel like it would have been way more fun compared to this movie. Kingdom of the Crystal Skull got a lot of flack when it first came out, but by God, it's so much more entertaining than this movie. This one just feels like elder abuse. I know it's not, obviously, because, Harrison Ford was willing to return to the role, but God, man, it's just, I don't know. It just feels like he shouldn't be doing any of this. Like, he needs to, be home and just retire. Just enjoy retirement. Like, he's all alone in an apartment, and then he gets thrust on an adventure with some random girl boss that is supposed to be better and all this stuff, and it's just, I don't know. This movie had a really, really depressing vibe. I will say that I do appreciate the attention to continuity. Uh, it makes sense that he's in 1960s America, so hey, that was pretty good. The chase sequences as well, alongside just everything feels so raw and authentic. This movie has a very authentic, practical feel about it, and I really do appreciate that. From the chase sequence on the horse through the subway, all the way to the desert sequence when they were riding in the little car. I really did like that. But the rest of it, it feels very nostalgia baitish, and it's a little cash grabby. But maybe that was the intent. You have legacy characters that show up. You have, moments of nostalgic reminders, the Temple of Doom. You have, little callbacks to everything in the previous trilogy. And, I guess it does its job as a legacy sequel. It's just, come on, man. I, hey, 82 years old and you're still kicking, and you want to go get that bag and make your money, hey, by all means, more power to you. I hope you make it past 100 even. But it's like, you feel bad. I just feel so bad for him, because it's like, the character of Indiana Jones is so old. He's a little old man now. He's old. It's fucked up. You're making him go on all these big adventures when he was young, so you think he's still going to be able to do all that, and then you see him climbing up rocks, and he's referencing that, the back pain and everything, and the Temple of Doom, and it's just, he's old. Why do you need to make, why does there need to be another movie with him? He was already old in Kingdom of the Crystal Skull. That was the old Indiana. Now we're watching even older Indiana. It's just sad. This whole movie is just very soft elder abuse. And it's like, let the man retire. He had his happy ending in Kingdom of the Crystal Skull. And it's just, I don't know. It's a legacy sequel, and it just feels so wrong. It feels like it shouldn't exist. And that's probably why I don't like this movie that much. So one thing that a lot of Indiana Jones fans claim to hate about the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull was the fact that there was aliens. Well, in this movie, it gets even weirder than that. It's time travel. They use the dial of Archimedes. That's what the Germans, the Nazis that are actually in this movie, spoiler alert, by the way, they want to use the dial to travel back in time so that they can win World War II. And there's a twist where the dial doesn't actually do that. It actually takes them way back to when the dial was invented, and Indiana Jones gets to meet Archimedes himself. And it's done in a way that, that should have been a really exciting, big moment. And, he was even wanting to stay behind and, just be there and live there. He could really die there. And that's like the happiest thing. He's the happiest he's ever felt. And that would have been a much better ending if he just stayed there. But nope, we got to take him right back to the apartment where he can be with Marion because Marion left him. Oh, and Shia's dead. His son, yeah, real depressing stuff with him. His son, Mutt Williams, he passed away in the war. And Marion went and left him too, so that's why he's alone in his apartment. That's sad. That's depressing. This movie is so fucking depressing. I didn't want to watch a depressing... I don't go to watch Indiana Jones to be sad. I go to see a riveting, badass adventure about a plucky action hero who's going to capture some amazing artifact and do some heroic things along the way. That's what Indiana Jones is all about. So I have no doubt in my mind that people take issue with the fact that there's time travel in this movie, the same way they took issue with the aliens in Kingdom of the Crystal Skull. But if you go read the books, the novels, there's always been supernatural phenomena in Indy's life. I mean, if you go read those books, you'll find that this man deals with vampires, Norse mythology, were-jaguars. Yeah. Let me repeat that. Were-jaguars. This man is dealing with were-jaguars. And even the lost city of Atlantis and all these other divine artifacts, like it doesn't even end there. Yeah, supernatural stuff have always been around in Indiana Jones. And not even just the movies. There's comics, there's video games, and just the franchise in general has always had that. On the performance standpoint, I think the performances were just fine. Harrison Ford clearly kills it, though. You can feel his raw passion through Indiana Jones once again. You can tell that he loves this franchise and that he loves his character and that he really wants to do justice to this franchise and bring a proper ending, a proper send-off to this franchise and Indiana Jones as a character. You can tell that he loved making this movie. He loves this movie and he loved making it. And, it warms my heart to know that he had such a good time making it. Hats off to you, sir. Thank you. So, I know I said this movie is pretty depressing, and it is, but that also helps for the emotional core of this film, too. It's, a very old Indy who's all alone. His son died at war, and his wife is nowhere to be seen. And, he just has nobody, and it's sad. It's all very sad. And there were parts of this movie that genuinely made me feel, a little emotional for him. But that's also because it's a goodbye. It's a goodbye movie at the end of the day. It's a legacy sequel that's doing a send-off to the character. And I think that fact alone also helped with the emotional aspect of this film. I was very saddened to see Indiana go, and go for good. You just want to see him win. So, all in all, Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny is not great. It's boring, it's got pacing issues, and just kind of feels a little disrespectful to be throwing him around once again on another adventure. This time he can kind of barely handle it and keep up. And it's a serviceable legacy sequel, for sure. It hits you in the feels just right, and the first 20 minutes were amazing. Probably the best part of the movie, if you ask me. And, well, while a lot of decisions made for this film I cannot agree with, I still think that it's serviceable for some. Just not for me. I'll keep my Kingdom of the Crystal Skull. Thank you very much. And so, in conclusion, Indiana Jones and the Great Circle is better than the Dial of Destiny.
Just stay right here, okay?
Fermo. Non ti conviene sto
I know. Just give me one more chance.
Ma che fai?
Okay, yeah.
Smettila,
Just
chiaro.
one more, and then I'm done. I swear.